It is Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA. I am your co-host here on the Bells and Whistles Dixie Belle paint page, and I am working on a little project, and I thought you might want to come along and join me for the ride. So if you're a new watcher, feel free to drop in the comments below, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. If you are somebody that comes back to watch me all the time, thanks. Nice to see you again. So what's today's project? Well, I've been looking particularly for small things because I want to start using my transfers on smaller decor items. I was in Target not too long ago and I was able to pick up this little bed tray. So this is like one of those trays, the bottom folds in, you can unfold it, and I brought this home. The color of this was like a raw wood. It really was a natural color wood. It has kind of like a slotted farmhouse looking top. And I decided to paint it, and this was the perfect size for a transfer. So yesterday, I painted the base of this project in Latte. This is one of Suzanne's fall colors from last year in the fall when she debuted those beautiful shades. You can find these at your local Dixie Belle retailer. They might still have some in stock. Ask around, I'm sure somebody can find one for you. And you can try Latte as well. If you cannot find Latte and you're looking online, a color that is very similar to Latte is Mud Puddle. So Mud Puddle is a very similar kind of like a neutral beigey color like this. So why did I choose this color? Well, I wanted something that was fairly, non-intrusive for this tray because I'm going to be using partial bits of my Magnolia garden transfer. This is a transfer that I use often. It comes in 4 different parts. You can see on the bottom here that there's 4 different sheets. There's 3 with images of flowers that you can cut up and design. If you need to find an example of this, you can actually look on either my website or my YouTube channel because I do have a dresser that I finished last couple weeks and it contained all of these little parts. And here we go with my girl coming in to see me. So, as well as a Dixie Belle brand ambassador, I'm also a mother of children and dogs. And every time I sit on the floor, my dogs like to come in and think that I'm here to service them. So this is Luna. She is a boxer and she is now up in my business. Girl, you're way too big to be sitting on my lap. Thank you, away you go. All right, so part of this transfer is this beautiful sheet. I've used this design a couple times on different pieces. The way that I've used this was to actually collect 2 of them from 2 different transfer tubes and apply it to the side of a piece because it's kind of like that perfect size to fit into the side of a piece of furniture. So this is the 1 sheet out of 4 that's inside my Magnolia garden transfer. And I thought that it would be the perfect size to fit right on there. What do we think? Pretty cute, right? Pretty cute. So this is the plan for today. And here comes my other dog. This is Stella. Everybody, welcome to Dixie Belle Dog TV, where everybody likes to get lots of love and snuggles from stinky puppies. Okay, my love, away you go. I can't work with y'all sitting on my lap. Find a place. All right, so what is a transfer? If you are a new watcher and you've never used a transfer before, they're actually kind of fun. So they are an image onto a clear piece of like a cellophane wrapper, kind of hard, you can see it there. And then it's backed by a protective backing. What this does is a protective backing holds it steady and sticky while not in use, okay? So if you're gonna come in here and use this transfer, you're gonna need to peel it off. When you have images on your sheet that can be cut up, and I'm gonna show you what's inside here. I might actually not even have any left. I only have 2 of the bigger image sheets. When you have these smaller image sheets, you can actually cut up and design your own placement of your transfer. These bigger image sheets I like to use on larger sizes. I don't normally cut up a transfer when it's very big like this. Now you can see that this image sheet has a clear edging. I might come in here and actually cut it exactly on the clear because I want it to be inset inside my little panel. So I'm going to come close to the edge. I'm not going to cut the transfer. I'm just cutting the edging that's beside the transfer. So when I line it up, I'm going to be able to sneak it and fit it right in that tray. So I'm just cutting with my scissors along that line. And this is going to enable me to drop it right down onto the top of that tray and use the burnishing tool that's enclosed inside the tube to adhere it to my piece. Let's see. I got it. So now when I put this in here, now it's gonna sit direct inside. Can you see how it fits right inside that little edging right here? It is a perfect fit. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I feel like a TikTok. There's that one TikTok where she says perfect, perfect, perfect. Sounds just like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing to the bottom. I'm gonna come across and cut right along the edge. So all I'm doing right now is just cutting it to fit. So say my tray was a little bit smaller and I wanted to stick it down inside an exact spot. You can always measure your space, come back out, and actually cut your transfer to size. You don't have to use this whole entire image. If you had like a smaller tray that was only this big and you wanted to cut out an image, you could place it. What I would suggest is actually taking a piece of paper and getting a template. And if you had a template, you could actually place it over top of the transfer and decide where you want it to fit. So now my little transfer is going to fit exactly perfect. Exactly perfect. Look at that. I knew when I saw this tray, I would be able to fit in something fabulous. So how do you put on a Dixie Belle Bells and Whistles transfer? Well, it's quite easy. It can go onto any surface as long as the surface is not being waxed. If you have a surface that is being painted and waxed, your transfers don't like wax. They're probably not going to stick very well. So you want to have a like nicely fresh, clean painted surface. It can go on glass, it can go on metal, it can go on plastic, it can go on all of the things. I've actually done it probably to every surface known to mankind. So as long as your surface is not waxed, you're good to go. This was painted yesterday. Your paint should be dry, and so your transfer can stick. It's not going to stick onto any wet paint. So like I said, I painted this little tray yesterday. Super cute. Let's stick this transfer on. All right, I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to aim you down so that you can actually watch really closely. Hopefully the phone won't fall. Dun, dun, dun. We're safe. What I am doing. So when you are going to apply a transfer, number one, you have cut your transfer to size, right? You decided where you're going to put it. I feel like this little edge is still a little bit, just a little bit wide. Let's cut it a tiny bit closer just so it doesn't stick to the side of my piece. Just like a smidge, just a smidge closer to the edge of the transfer. I'm not cutting the transfer yet. I'm just getting right in close to the edge. There you go. All my little pieces are gone and we're ready to go. So when you want to apply your transfer, you're going to need to use your burnishing tool to adhere it down. One of these little sticks comes in every single package and you can use that to put it down. So you're going to peel back your edging. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is a little bit more of a difficult job when you've cut off all of your spare parts, because I've cut off all of my edges where I would hold this with my fingers. Now I'm just going to have to get this off and make sure I'm laying it down flat, because once you peel off this backing, this is a protective little creature. You don't want to be crazy with this. It is sticky on the back, okay? It's sticky there. So when I line this up, I want to make sure that I'm coming right in and lining this up nice and front and center. Once I get it exactly where I want it to live, I'm going to smooth it with my hands, okay? So smoothing it down with my hands, giving a little rub, gets it stuck right there on the tray. So now, how cute, number one, so cute. We're gonna put this transfer down onto the piece. So you have your little burnishing tool, okay? And you need to get your fingers up in under the edge. Like I said, gonna be a little bit more difficult because I did cut away all of the end of my protective layer, correct? So you're gonna wanna stick your finger in there. If it helps, you can use like the edge of an actual piece of paper because it might help you get your finger right in underneath that little lip. But this is like the hardest part when you get a piece in right close to the edge. It's really hard to grab that lip and get it started, but it is doable. There we go. I've already got it. So once you grab your edging here, you're going to start to burnish your transfer down. When I say burnish your transfer down, that just means rub gently. Just rub your transfer down gently so that when you're moving it, right, when you're pulling your protective paper off, your transfer is here to the piece. So I'm going to go right in here close to the edge, making sure that all of my edging is down. You can go from left to right. You can pull whatever way you like. Okay, there's no rules when it comes to how you like to burnish your transfer down. I just like to kind of go gently. You can start to see it release. See the whitish edge right here? That little white section tells me that your transfer is on the piece. Can you see it peeking out down here on the corner? So you're just going to keep going. Just keep rubbing and releasing. It doesn't take very long. I'm not rubbing really hard. It is a gentle thing. When you're using a Dixie Belle bells and whistles transfer, you're going to find out that they actually work and release very well. You're able to bend them around corners. You're able to take them across drawer fronts. They're really, out of all the transfers that I've used, one of the easiest release transfers. Sometimes you get some other ones out there that just don't come off as easily, and that's not the case with this. So I'm just rubbing my little wood stick, and FYI, save these guys. You never know when you might need this for something. I've used these little guys to stir paint. I've used them to scoop out mousse. I've used them to rebuild the sides of drawers. Recycle, people. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It's important stuff. So I'm just rubbing, pulling, deciding where I want my transfer to go. And like I said, it doesn't matter what angle you pull from. If you find like your arm's tired and you wanted to like turn it, you can always turn it and pull from another way. Left to right, right to left, doesn't matter. So now that my transfer's on my piece, there's nothing left of the image on the sheet, okay? But I'm gonna tell you a handy dandy tip of the day. If you keep these, which I usually do, some of the bigger pieces, they're really great for like when you need to slip underneath the edge of a mirror or a picture frame if you're painting. Because this plastic isn't gonna let your paint stick, they're a lot of fun to use around the edges of a mirror or a frame when you're painting. Just a little FYI in case you need it. So now my transfer is here on the piece. I like to smooth with my hand. Smoothing with my hand is going to remove and push out any air bubbles, okay? And now, look at that. So this piece of board, you can see here that it has these slatted planks in the middle, okay? So you have a couple options here. You could leave it like this and not get in close and remove those slatted planks, or let me see if I can reach it. I mean, you could use a couple different tools, it really doesn't matter. I've got a metal spatula, you can use a knife, you could use a sharp end of a scissor. I want to get in here and just kind of go through this little slotted edge. Because this little slotted edge is kind of like a decor part of the tray, I'm just pushing my transfer down into this small slotted wood edge. It's going to give it a little bit more of an authentic look, right? Because this tray has these fake little planks on it, and I want them to be highlighted. I think they're cute. Now there's a couple different ways to seal your transfer. It's recommended to seal a transfer after application, and there's a couple ways you can do that. You can use Dixie Belle's wax. You can use Dixie Belle's clear coat. You could use Easy Peasy spray wax. You could use a colored wax like black or brown or gray. So this is the top of a tray. Because somebody might put something on here that might be like a drink or something, I think it would be a smart idea to use a clear coat on top of this and seal your piece. So when I'm talking about a clear coat, Dixie Belle makes a couple different clear coats. Let's see if I have one close by. This just happens to be one right here. This is Satin. This is the one that I use the most often. You need to make sure that these are shaked or stirred really well. Once you do that, you can get in and apply them to a piece. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge, you can use a foam applicator, whatever you would like. So once you seal your transfer, you're then free to use it in any way. You could use this as a drink table, you could use this as like a little stacker. I think it's super cute. Let's see if I have anything up here that I could use to seal my piece. I do. All right, so this is a brand new brush from Dixie Belle. Okay, this is a brand new brush called the Foam and Dandy. The Foam and Dandy comes in a couple different sizes. You have a really wide one, a really skinny one, and a medium one. These are washable. Don't worry about washing and reusing your products. I like to use scrubby soap for things like this, but I'm using a water-based top coat, so it's going to be very easy to wash out after I'm finished. I'm not going to find this hard to do. Let's just seal our piece. After it's sealed and dry, I'm probably going to come in with some brown wax because I really kind of want to make this look a little bit older than it is. I mean, it looks beautiful. I just like to age things up. I like to put a little dirt on there. So this is your Dixie Belle clear coat. It looks white, right? It's not. It actually dries in a beautiful satin finish. So I'm going to use this Foam and Dandy brush, which is one of the brand new brushes from Dixie Belle. I'm just going to dip it into my clear coat. I'm going to take my clear coat and just go over top of my transfer. Remember, I've pushed out all my bubbles. I've made sure that there's no bubbles in there. I'm just going to go in nice, smooth motions. I might actually do the edges first, just to make sure I'm getting into all the corners. I'm just going to dip into my satin clear coat and seal my piece. What do you think? Super cute, right? So this little tray from Target was, I think, approximately $5. It really wasn't that expensive at all. And now I've made it a unique looking decor piece. Super cute. Once my clear coat is dry, I can easily come in here, add my beautiful waxes, add gilding wax. I could add a stencil on the edges if I wanted. I could shine up those edges with gold gilding wax. Most likely that's what I'll do. If you know me as a Top Drawer RVA fan, I'm a big fan of gold. I put gold on a lot of stuff. Pretty much everything. It's gonna have a touch of gold on it somewhere. I like it. So there you go, folks. You learned how to apply a bells and whistles transfer today. It's very simple, very easy to do. I like to keep all of my transfer bits for small little decor items like this. And you too can create a beautiful one-of-a-kind home decor. So this little tray, I'm gonna come around, I'm gonna seal the whole thing with my satin clear coat and my nice new foam and dandy brush. And once I'm done, I think it's adorable. Somebody better come and use this to serve me some breakfast in bed. Take care, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial today. Once again, my name is Melissa. I am the owner and artist here at the Top Drawer RVA, located in Richmond, Virginia. That's what the RVA stands for. And I am your Dixie Belle brand ambassador. I am co-hosting this page for the next little while, helping them grow and learn and teaching you all these wonderful little tutorials. If you need more in-depth tutorials, feel free to check my YouTube channel at the Top Drawer RVA. There is a Back to Basics series on there that will teach you every single thing that you need to know about basic painting and Dixie Belle paint products. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you next week.